How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Counterside video. This is going to be late because I'm really busy right now, but I did want to record this and put it out. Bonus to being late is this information is summarized by Pridewind, so I will be using that. That being said, we got our April preview. So on top of that, we also got a dev note for the first half update of 2023. So a lot of cool things here. And like I said, the perks to being late about this, because I have a lot going on the next couple weeks, is, well, Pridewind went ahead and summarized everything for me. So to kind of go over everything, you can see something that's coming up. But first, start with the roadmap. And that is our April 2023 preview, Main Street Episode 9, the Quillfoth Game of Part 1, which means Awaken Maria is coming next, probably next week. Which we expected this. We have the Battle Pass character of Clarith, we have new operator replacer Rook, and then we have the new rearm for Titan, as well as the new event Fragrant Spring. So a lot of fun things there. I don't know much about the Fragrant Spring event, I admit. That being said, let's really quickly look at Awaken Maria. Awakened Ranger 6 cost, A in PvP, B everywhere else, summarized. So as you can see, she's not great in story, Shadow Palace, Warrior Dive, or Relic Dungeons, which does pretty good in PvP, Danger Close, Co-op, and Raids. She works for specific comps, is really the gist of her, is because she teleports allies forwards, she has a good stun, so, you know, she's not a bad unit, she's a good unit, she's a usable unit. Certain situations, very helpful to have. Of all the Awakened units we still have yet to come, she is by far the weakest link. And I will say, unfortunately, that where I have taken a new light to Awaken Maria, I am probably skipping this one myself. I am almost certainly skipping this one myself, I think. But good unit. Not as bad as like a B or an A may make it seem. She is a good unit. She has a lot of uses in different places with certain teams. I wouldn't, overlook her per se, but I think out of everything that's coming, she is the most skippable. So if you're looking for somebody to skip, this would be my suggestion to skip. Of course, if she's your waifu, you go for her. We also have Clarith El Arcadena. Arcadena as the counter pass. So of course, not actually summoning for him, getting him for free with the counter pass. Top of a bunch of other goodies, which is a 4-cost striker, B overall and everything. He's decent to have in story and danger close. Does great damage. Defense penetration is useful against high defense enemies. So most bosses, he lacks survivability, lacks utility. And he's outclassed by other 4-cost strikers, which, so Pridewind does a lot of their ranking. It's by comparing them to other things in that same group. So he might be outclassed by the 4-cost strikers, so he gets a B overall, but that doesn't mean he's bad. Still very usable, very decent unit. And again, he's free with the counter pass, so if you are somebody who's a light spender, or you just buy the counter pass at least, then he's a decent unit to get. As for the rearm, for Titan, it's an incredible rearm. It is not the top tier rearms like Orca per se, but it is like second to that group of rearms. A very good rearm and a very, very nice thing if you're a mech team. If you play mechs, you want this rearm. Even if you don't play mechs, this rearm is a good rearm. So, look at this. Double SS, double SS, not good in dice 45 to 50. Not too surprising in that regard. Relic Dungeon A, double S in PvP. Super good. The cons to him are he needs to be set as a leader, so you decrease his cost and gain cheap death. And he's countered by mech haters like Jake and Rita, but that's, just mechs in general, so it's not really specific to him. Con. So the biggest con is you want him as your leader, but that's it. Tons of good perks, really decent unit, and yeah. So if you like mechs, or if you want to play mechs, this is a good rearm to have. I don't usually talk too much about operators, and especially because Replacer Rook is a DC overall. What I will say, Ghazala has perfect evasion for 5 seconds and decreases hit of all enemies for 5 seconds. You know, and that goes up by level. And while she is not a standout operator, I just wanted to point her out and give her a little bit of attention just because I really like her. And I will have a copy once she's added, because we don't summon for operators, but as soon as they're added to the game, you can buy them with your Planet Mall points. And I will be, because Replacer Rook is a cool character, especially in terms of story. So that's somebody I want to have in the roster to say I have. So there's that. And that's pretty much it for our roadmap. Everything to really take away from there. They didn't really say, usually Pride when it gives an update on like what these events say, who new characters are that are coming with them, but they didn't this time. A little strange, but oh well. There's still a decent little pool of characters to come, so we'll see who's added and when. But this is now all moving into Dev Note stuff. To quickly go over, we have the new guild boss coming, Tyrant Gigas. If you remember the Danger Close bosses of Tyrant Sword, Tyrant Armor, who have also appeared in different sub-streams and I think the mainstream at one time, this is like their boss. This is the super form of that. It's a new raid, which is super exciting. It is really exciting to see a new raid coming. Raids are really fun and are a piece of content that I personally have been enjoying quite a bit, to test different teams out and see how well you do, and it's fun. So having a new one and being able to potentially use other units that may not have been used before is a nice little change of pace, touch up. So very excited for this. Love the model. Can't wait to fight it and see who we can use against it. There is the co-op battle renewal, which they previously mentioned in a version of the roadmap. It is they concluded that the co-op battle function itself is not serving its purpose to its full potential just yet. To compensate and allow more COs to participate in co-op, they are currently renewing the Consortium UI as well as adding in practice mode without any penalties. These features will be added at the end of April to allow CEOs to use the feature to practice the new boss, Tyrant Gigas. I'm just now realizing this as I'm reading through it this time. I kind of glanced through it all before and it's kind of went over my head. This is a new co-op battle boss, not a new raid boss. We are getting a new raid boss as well. This is the new co-op boss that we're talking about. Okay, well this will be at the start of May, and at the end of April we'll finally get the co-op practice mode that we're talking about, as well as some updates to the Consortium UI, which is all nice. So, I'll admit slightly less exciting, mostly because I haven't quite got the hang of co-op boss battle, but I think with a practice mode that lets me do it a little more, that'll be nice. That'll let me actually figure out what works and what meshes, and I'm kind of excited for that. So overall, I'm a little excited. It's just, this is like paired up with like, so now I have two bosses to try and figure out, because like, while as the worm I kind of understand, I haven't got it down yet, so, but now I'll have two to work on, I guess. But this is all still very exciting, so cool. Second thing is the Guilty Gear collaboration. In June, the collaboration with Guilty Gear Strive will begin. More information on the collaboration will be released soon. But to maximize the attractiveness of the Guilty Gear Strive characters, they are planning to alter the method of acquiring the collab units. Even though the collaboration is near the global server, but it is a rerun for the Korean server, meaning these collaboration units existed for quite a long time. Hence, some of the collaboration units are under consideration for a balance patch. What's more, there'll be an addition to this collaboration. There will be an addition to the collaboration unit. Hence, please look forward to the event. What to take away with that is the Guilty Gear event is coming. They're planning to give you a different way to acquire the units aside from using normal blue tickets and black tickets, if I'm understanding it correctly, and of course I could be wrong, but that is my understanding of it. And as well as it being a rerun for the Korean server and new for global, they will be doing a look at the kits, maybe giving them a little bit of a bump to make them a little bit more worth in a current setting, because when this originally ran in the Korean version, it was there's a little bit of a difference between units then and now, I suppose, and what passed is really good and all that stuff. So they're under consideration to maybe get a little bit of a buff, a little bit of a rework, see what's going on with that. Wouldn't hold your breath on that, of course, but you know, some of these that may not be great units might be decent units when they actually come. And as well, they are looking to add potentially another unit to the bunch, maybe even 2 units or whatever. So there's something new to look forward to for hopefully KR as well, and then just something for us in general altogether to look forward to on the global server. Due to timing and how much time I have available, I will not be going over all of the Guilty Gear units, but they are all on the Pridewin website, so please go over to Pridewin and give them the clicks. Go check out those units if you're curious. I will say Guilty Gear is not a series I have a lot of a connection with, so none of the units really matter to me too much. Not that this is particularly exciting to me, but collabs are good, collabs are exciting, very cool. If these did cost blue tickets and stuff, I wouldn't be using mine, but if there's other ways to acquire them, then I will happily acquire them. So that is cool. There's the units that they do have for sure coming, and then if there might be more, we'll see. And then the balanced patch plan, they're planning, they're gathering data from CEOs from the Platinum League and above of the ranked battle, the number of squad recruits, win rates, number of bans, and so on, to pick on units to be balanced and adjusted around mid-April 2023. So they're planning for a bigger balance update for units around mid-April, based on what the top of PvP looks like, I guess, or Platinum up. Anyways, the jukebox system acquisition condition added. Basically, you can go to the jukebox and see how to acquire the songs in the jukebox. Adjustment of gauntlet required victory points into motion points. Kind of self-explanatory. But starting from the first Courage season, a limited PvP skin was added as a reward. However, limited to the Master League, the CEOs and the Masters did not get demoted at the start of the season reset. Hence, they remain in that league. Therefore, starting from the Sincere season, starting from June, CEOs and Masters will also get demoted along with the season reset. Also, we plan to adjust the required victory points to advance from one league to another. So, changing the points to how much you need to advance, making it more or less, they don't say, but they are planning to adjust it, so we'll see what that does. If it makes it less, that makes it easier to move up and get those free skins that come out. I know I didn't get this one. I don't really PvP though, so big shock there. But resetting it for more people, little bit strange. I mean, what's the big deal if people were already there? Yeah, they just get the skin when it comes out. Big whoop. It just makes it harder for the people that didn't make it last time to make it this time, because now there's even more people to fight against, and more of the people they're fighting against are definitively, players that made it before, and that seems like a questionable decision, but hopefully they have a little bit more thought into it than just my initial impression of it amount of thought. And then collection renewal, which is kind of something exciting. The collection renewal is planned to be implemented at the start of August. A little bit to go on that. On this renewal, CEOs will be able to see all the bits and pieces of information that were scattered in the game in one place. Additionally, more detailed information and visual aids such as skill cut-ins of each character will be organized and added to the collection to help understand each character. So they're renewing that interface and UI, and hopefully to make the information more apparent. And I think that's a great thing. I've talked more than once on this channel and in these videos about how amazing Counterside is with its storytelling and its characters and its world and all of these things. So making all that information, that lore, more apparent and more present is just fantastic. So hopefully this is a nice way to be able to finally, answer some questions that they're like, this character is really cool. I don't really understand this. Hopefully this helps. I'm very excited for this as a lore junkie and just with games in general. And I love Counterside because of its story more than anything. So it's like, yeah, I'm really excited for this. And I hope everyone else is too. And then upcoming sub-streams on the global server until the start of August. The following sub-streams will be released: Moonless Night, The Iron Knight, 3 to 3, and Neverland Nevermore. So that means April, not April, sorry, that's the one we already got further up. It's May, June, July, and August. So that's all 4 events or substreams that will be added over the next
4 months after April. And the picture kind of gives you an idea of what's going to be in one of those. I'm going to go over here, pop it open to show. Right now we have Maria. Curion's next. The Iron Knight, I believe, is Curion. But it might be Moonless? I don't know. But Curion, Sigma. Oh, Sigma. Curion, Sigma, Awakened Regina, and maybe Chifuyu as well? Hard to say. That's 4 months right there. But we'll see if that is these 4 in those 4 months. Maybe they take a break. Who knows? We'll see. But this gives you a little bit idea of where we are right here with Awakened Maria this month of April and what's still to come. Of course, skip over Callan. That's a collab character. That'll be whenever we get that collab, which we're not getting Guilty Gear to June, so that's probably not for a while yet still. And then Ray is a Battle Pass character, so you can technically skip him as well, because he will come out at the same time roughly as Rosaria, and for a Battle Pass. That's a Battle Pass to get. Right now, you see his ranking isn't super high. I suspect he might get a little bit of a rework, make him a little bit better, but still, it's an Awakened character. And my girl right there, looking amazing. You know I'm going to be getting that one right there. Whatever it takes. But yeah, that's our upcoming Awakened units, and you can also see there's a decent little chunk of SSRs still to come in terms of rearms, such as Dark Seven Silver. Oh wait, we just got that one, sorry. And such as Alex. There's one that we haven't gotten, and Rivet. And then new units that we still haven't gotten, such as Lulu, Ibleed, Warden, Ella, Lavia, and, you know, even more. Skia, who was in Oz, I believe, and, yeah, still don't have those. So, more rearms as well, just plenty still to come. And we have a little bit of an idea of what's all ahead of us. I will leave the link to the roadmap, to the dev note, and to Pride Win summary, all into the description of the video below. I'm sorry, this is a little rough, a little rushed, and a little scuff. Busy. So no editing on this. It's being recorded and uploaded, and yeah, because I have to still take care of a couple things and get to bed, because I gotta be up bright and early in the morning for some work. So with all that being said, I hope you are all as excited as I am about all of this to come. I'm sorry, this may not be quite... I try for a certain amount of quality in my videos, maybe not super high-tech and fancy, but try to make it a little nice, and this is a little bit below what I might normally like to put out, and it's just very rushed, and I apologize, but I hope it gets everything across. I hope you all are excited. Tell me what you're looking forward to the most out of all that we do know is coming from the dev note and roadmap. Tell me which Awakened unit you are most excited for on the list here. And yeah, hope you're still enjoying Counterside. I'll see everyone in the next one. And until next time, peace.